in your swing, what we saw is that when you went back, you didn't really turn your hips very much. We can tell that because as you go back, when I'm back, I should be able to see some light between your knees, which basically puts your hips at like a 45-degree angle. Your hips were at 20, and then when I go back, if I don't turn my hips at all and I'm like this and I swing down, my hands kind of have no choice but to kind of go left, which is why when we went out and did playing lessons, we saw you hit kind of like pull cuts and a little swiping. So what we want you to do is to feel like you're turning your hips back so that you can see the light, which you could do by putting an alignment rod in your belt buckle and turn like this, and just try to turn it like as much as you can. It would be a luxury to overturn your hips and then feel like you need to not turn. So like I turn a ton, me personally. So I make swings where I feel like I'm not turning very much, but I'm still at like 50 degrees. Which might make sense if the tour player that like that whole X Factor idea, which is like restrict your hip turn. Well, that's good for a guy who's Rory, who turned 65 degrees. You turned 6. So you need to turn like hell. So try to do that. You could put this club behind your leg and over this way. This would be another way. We kind of call this like, you know, can openers, where you're going like this and you're pulling it open so that you can get that leg and you can really warm up your hip joint. And what that's going to do is now that you have a deeper hip turn, your arms have the ability to kind of swing down from the inside and kind of out to the right, compared to being here and then you swing down and your hands are going to want to pull left. So you make like a big hip turn to the bag, then fire it, and try to get that bag to go way out to the right. The further the better. When you're on your simulator, try to feel like you're essentially, the goal would be that you would be hitting 2 down, so your attack angle would be going 2 down, your swing direction would be going 2 right, you'd be hitting low penetrating push hooks, not even draws, hooks, and then we say, teach you how not to do that. Because you go, I'm hitting it too far, they're a little too low, and they're piercing the wind too much, I need to hit it higher, so we like get you to spin and try to get the ball in the air, which would be nice. Right, it'd be nice to hit it too far. So hip turn, and if you want, you could do that thing, and then really just kind of doing that hip turn with that tip out noodle, you could certainly do that one too.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to take your posture, so when you would go back, if you watch this alignment stick, you would go back and you'd kind of be like this. And then your elbow, your arms are kind of close, right, like this, so this would be your backswing. What we want to do is I want you to turn back and see how now in the mirror you can see light between my knees. I don't know if you can from your angle, you can from mine, but as you go back,
Okay.
right, and you kind of feel like you're pressing your hands away, we can do this without a club. And that, see, that turns my hips, like this would probably be a 60 degree hip turn. That would be 90, this would probably be 45, you're like 20, right? So what that does is now gives your arms this room to kind of swing down so that they can kind of travel a little bit more out to the right rather than you go like this, and then your hands consequently, they have no choice but to kind of go left, and then that's when you get those kind of pull cuts. Total belt trainer to me, so up to the top, turn like hell, and now back to the right. So if you want more free tips and free content, visit us on all of our social media content on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and be sure to go check out thegolfroomeverywhere.com.